Dear respected Thai, dear beloved community, we are so happy. Can you tell I'm happy? That you have come to our first happy cooking and consumption of mindfulness and mindful consumption retreat. It's a maiden voyage for us here in New Hamlet. So we hope that you appreciate all the efforts that our sisters and friends and staff have all put together to make this dream a reality. You know, for as long as I've been in the community, and that's been 10 years here at New Hamlet, people always say, first, where's the cookbook? So, okay, we came up with a few cookbooks. But that wasn't enough. Can we come in the kitchen and watch? Can we help? Wait for translation. Put a pin in it. Yes, all thumbs up. Wonderful. So, to finish my story, the cookbooks were not enough. And so, can we come in the kitchen? Well, our kitchen is very small. Our kitchen is only that big. So, we could not invite many people in, and of course, we couldn't invite you all in either, which is why we wanted to have the presentation here in what is our big meditation hall. So we have, first off, a beloved sister of our community, elder sister of our community, who has been in the community. She doesn't want me to say this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. She's been in the community 23 marvelous years, and I think that deserves some flowers. And she is Sister Thuy Ngiem. And she will share with us today how to make a Vietnamese vegetable salad. And I'm going to be your little fly on the wall. And I'm going to be looking over. And what's that? And why is that? And we hope also during the course of the presentation, we'll have a chance to take some questions from you. And so, without further ado, we will invite my beloved Shume, which is Vietnamese for mother sister. It's an endearing term for our elder sisters.
Thank you, sister. Dear friends, it's very difficult for me to be up here, and I kind of like surprised to my younger sisters. I said, how can I do when I don't have water? I don't have the drainage. I don't have the faucet. I don't have all of the things that I normally get used to. You know, your kitchen is like your home. It's difficult when you have to perform in a meditation. And it's more difficult to talk with this one while cooking. Okay, thank you. This salad is very traditional. In most of the Vietnamese party or events or feast, you always see this. However, it's different from one to another. And in southern country, in southern Vietnam, they have like 30, 40 different kinds of vegetable dish like this, which we call gỏi. The one I'm going to show to you is the most basic one. I'm trying to use all ingredients that you can find easily in the market. That means that you don't even have to go to the Asian store to get it. But of course, if you can get it, the taste is a little bit different. But the secret is the same, how to make it. And a Vietnamese person look at that and they recognize right away. They would call, I know this. Even though there might be different than the one you are going to see. And especially for, I think every single time I move, I have to bring it with me. Especially when people eat non-vegetarian, it's different. So I'm going to go with the most basic one, and it won't discourage you of doing it. Because the way of doing this in the Vietnamese traditional way is very detailed. It takes hours. It takes a lot of cutting. And when I learned it from my mom, which is when I was little, all Vietnamese girls are supposed to know how to do this. Just like you have to know how to cook rice or something like that. You eat them all the time. My mom said, you have to cut it. It's fine, it's like this, it's even as this, and you have to do this, and you have to do that. Okay, after you live in the community, and you have to cook for around 100 people or more, sometimes 500 people, forget about all of that. I really don't think this one works with me. Okay, so we use machine. But here I'm going to cut it by hand. But if you feel like you are not very skillful with your hand, you can always use your machine. Or you can cut bigger than what I'm doing. I'm trying to simplify it, so I cut it big. It's less time, and it's easier. And you probably will get a chance to eat this here and there, and don't be surprised. I think it's short of battery. I'm just following with the same recipe. Normally, I cook without recipes. And the organizer told me, no, you have to do one. Okay, I'll try, but sometimes I might vary a little bit. And please take your pen and take a note. Everybody knows. And I think that it's kind of boring if you have to see me cut it. But to some people, they might be curious to see, is there any secret of it? So you cut it into the lengthwise like this. It can be longer. It's even. I would assume that everybody knows how to cut carrots. I'm just doing it mindfully, but enough for you to also timing and see that it's not that bad. It's not that long. And like I told you before, my mom told me I have to cut it even finer than this, 3 times smaller than this, or even 4 or 5 times, but not here.
And when you're new at this, as an aspirant or a novice, wow, it's really a practice of mindfulness and concentration so we don't lose any bits of our fingers.
One surprise thing here is all of the knives here are very sharp. Normally the knives of Plum Village are not this sharp.
That's the finger bit.
So, in the Vietnamese tradition, the way you cut it, the outcome will show that how skillful you are. Like a good girl should cut it nicely. Well, here I have all of the tails and things, but it's fine. I said in here is like 1.5 cups. So this is half already. Basically, it doesn't have to be 1/2. It can be half carrots, half portion of, 1 portion of carrots, 1 portion of turnip. But I bet that carrots is easier to find, and people like carrots, so. my sisters recommended me that maybe I should cut it first, and I just tell you how to do it. But then if we do it, then if it come out to be really good, you might think I have some secret. So I decided I will do everything from raw, and I have nothing to hide from here. And you can have questions after that.
I often say to my sisters when they make dishes like this and some of my other favorite, which is a bankan, which is a wonderful noodle soup, or banchang, which is a wonderful rice paper dish, and so many others. And some you've already tasted, like the tofu soup. They're made with so much love, I always say, because they are extremely labor intensive.
Okay. Is it one yet? It doesn't matter. It can be a little bit more, a little bit less. We're talking about relatively truth here. Okay, so that's carrots. It looks not a lot, but after you mix everything, it will be quite a lot. And here is the the turnip. It's long, and I would recommend that the one you use is white, with the white skin, because the black one is a little bit too strong. I already cut it into size, so just same thing. Don't make it too fine, because if it's too fine, then it's not easy. And also, later on, I will explain to you why. This is a little bit against my principle. Normally when I cook, I don't talk.
Or measure necessarily.
Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Voila, it's not a lot. Now it turns out to be like this one is a little bit more than the other one, which is fine too. Okay, the next thing is cucumber. This is a cucumber, and I don't know whether you normally do this or not, but also I learned it from my mom. We cut just a bit, yes, and then we want to take out the bitterness of it. Maybe some of you have never done this before. Okay. Basically,
just so they can see, just so I can tell them, I hope our brother can zoom in and see that when she does that, like a froth appears around the edge, and it really helps to pull the bitterness out of these types of vegetables.
After that, you cut this and you throw it away.
Like magic.
You can see when you do at the second end, and the white things coming out less. But we try to do as much as we can. Okay. For this one, we need the skin. I know that some of you use you you peel off the skin, and you use this one for salad. You can mix this with yogurt or something like that. Here, we use the skin. And this one can make another dish. This requires a little bit of skillful. You just want to take off the skin.
Now, when you do the next one, can you explain to us about the difference in cutting in Eastern and Western cooking?
I know that the way you do it like this, and I do it backward, if we talk in your way. But I cannot do your way, sorry. So this one, you also cut them into strip, just like the other one. So on your recipe, when they say with the seeds removed, it's not quite true. It's we take the skin. This one I didn't measure because the reason why we have this is so that we can have some green. Do you know like cucumber pickle? This served like that. It's like the pickle.
I know when I first came into our Vietnamese kitchen and I saw the sisters cutting away from them, and they said, "Oh, why do you cut like this?" And when I looked, I thought, well, yeah, that way is a lot safer.
So I said one cucumber is, again, just relatively measurement. It can be anything. As long as the cucumber is not too many in compared to the other two. So you can see we have a full bowl already. And that would be enough for 4 persons after that. So one more thing is celery. This is option. I think it's optional, but for some reason I start with it, and it tastes good, and I always add them in.
Just cheating with the headpiece here. I know the recording is dependent upon that one. Okay.
Sorry. You can add as many more vegetables as you wish. The only thing is be careful when it's too strong. Some of them have very strong flavor, then it might come out a little bit funny, the taste. So, I think that's enough. Okay, I'll change it into a bigger bowl. Now I add in salt. It can be anything. It can be half a spoon. The reason is just so then all of this vegetable.
Now you're also using a little bit coarser salt than most of us might, so it's not the fine tablespoon.
It doesn't matter what kind of salt you use. But when you mix it with salt, then it will make all of this vegetable become, wither a little bit, and it releases its own water. And that's the trick. When it releases its own water, it can take in the water, the sauce that you make for it. When we just leave it like normal, then the sauce go in one way and the vegetable go in another way, and it's so strong. So we leave it for a while, 5-10 minutes. This is the part where I say challenging because I will need water. Okay, so during the time we're doing that, we're waiting for it, I'm going to cut this one. Now, this is black fungus. I don't know whether you can get the fresh one anywhere, but normally the dry one in any rack of Asian, you probably will find it. And you should soak it for around 10 minutes. I mean, basically for it to be soft so you can cut. The trick of this is, you will see there is a part here. And this one is clean, but sometimes when you buy it, this part still have dust. That's like the root of the fungus, so you have to cut it and throw it away. And also you will cut this into strips.
So it's interesting that she rolls it and then she slices it, which makes it not only uniform and consistent, but quite quick.
I just put them together, so I can cut all together. So we try to make it a strip, but if we cannot, that's fine. It doesn't matter. They all will go into our stomach. In the Asian store, sometimes they sell this already been cut into strips like that, and it's easier. You just have to bring home and wash it. Okay.
Now, if for some reason we can't find that, is there a particular substitute for this black fungus?
Well, sometimes I don't use black fungus, but I use wakame. You know, I use some of the seaweed. The reason is, you know, it's nutritional and also it's a little bit crunchy. The reason when we make this, and it's especially in the hot weather like this, it's fresh and crunchy, and that's it. So this is champignon de Paris, everybody knows it. Again, this one you also can use any kind of mushroom that you like. I said 2, but it depends on, and I think this is enough. I mean, I said 3 in here, but 2 might be enough. It depends on whether you like to have champignon or not. Okay, onions. I use this shallot. More because when I want to make it crunchy, this one is easier than the white one. But the white one, we can also mix it with the vegetable if we like. Some sisters cannot eat that. Some people like it, so I'm just going to make it, but it's optional.
And this one, you don't need to peel like you would an onion. You just can slice it and put it directly in the salad. Ah, you see, I'm a neophyte. It's already peeled. Remember, I said I was a fly on the wall.
This is the first time we work together.
We've lived together 10 years, but this is the first time we've worked together.
Okay, for oil, it can be anything too. You can use tournesol, you can use olive, you can use whatever kind of oil that you normally use at home. The only thing is don't make the the heat too high because we want it to go low but long so that the thing can be crunchy. It will become golden and crunchy. Same thing with the amount of oil used. If you love oily food, you can use a lot of oil. If you don't, just a little. And then later on, you can add in olive oil when you're done with the thing. I just put in 1 spoon because I think like it's about right.
So it's like a tablespoon is what she's used.
Yeah. Also, this is the first time I use this stove. I don't know what is the heat of it. It might take hours for it to be done.
Maybe my sisters will give a cue. It's just a few minutes, right? Yes, okay.
Okay. While waiting for this, then let's see, it's almost done. What else? Oh, okay. This is fried tofu. This is optional. So I'm not going to fry it here. I just get one from lunch before they saute it. And I said, can I have one so I can demonstrate this afternoon? But basically for this one, if you like, you can also buy the tofu, fry it, and also cut them into pieces like that too. Okay, now it's a sauce.
I just want to add that the tofu that you have and that we're demonstrating with is made from scratch with the soybeans that are ground, and the sisters go through a process that takes about half a day to make. And that's why the tofu that you taste here is so much different than the tofu you may be able to purchase in the store. Again, another wonderful labor of love.
So while waiting for that one to be brown, we are going to make the sauce. Here is where I need the measurement.
Yes, a teaspoon, tablespoon.
This is onion.
Yeah.
This is a shallot.
The shallot.
Okay. For the sauce, I use this as a 1 tablespoon, but actually you can make more or less. The secret is no matter what unit you use, the vinegar, the sugar have to be equal, and the water is 3 times. So if you don't have the measurement cups at home, it's fine. You can use a little teacup, or you can use anything. Or like we make for 100 people, then sometimes I use a pot. It doesn't matter what we use, as long as it's proportion like that.
And I just want to add that my own observation in our kitchen over some time has been there are a number of what I would call holy trinities. which are more or less three ingredients that are often combined and used in many dishes. And so one of them she's just described with the vinegar, the sugar, and the water. And in the other presentations, we'll reveal the secret of the other trinities.
What did you say? Did you say anything about me?
I said, how wonderful you are.
So I use this, and this is brown sugar. I use 1 unit of it. The vinegar also can be any kind of vinegar you like, as long as it's sour. But some might be more sour than the other, so you might have to adjust a little bit. But I figure out this formula works for most of the apple vinegar I use. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon of, sorry, this is what we shouldn't do, 2 things at a time. And now I'm going to use 3 times of water. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Holy Trinity.
Okay, now come back to this. I have been forgetting it. So you can see that now it has some water coming out.
Show it with the camera.
Can you see it?
You can use our imagination.
This one is golden already, so I just have to leave it somewhere else before it turns black.
Forgive us, this is our first time, but we're doing pretty good, huh?
This is not Okay, the key is you also have to let all of this to become cool before you can mix it. So the minute it's done, you have to make sure that it won't stay long on it.
Uh-oh. How about this one?
Okay, so this is my trainer, and this is just to collect water. I don't know where to put it. Okay, here, no problem. This is not, okay, I got it. I just got some water to clean this one.
So we're gonna rinse.
I'll just put them in. So it dilutes the salt. Just to rinse off the salt, whatever it is. And thank you. So basically, I'll just leave it like this for it to be completely drained. But if you have the drainage for salad, you can also use it.
This one, right?
Yeah. But I'm not in a hurry because I have other things to do while waiting.
Put it there. Do you need this one?
Yes, I still need this. Okay. So now I'm going to saute the mushroom. I use some shallot again. And some more oil. This time I use fewer because I don't really need it to be golden.
So this lends a different taste when we saute the shallots with the mushrooms, and instead of just doing the mushrooms alone. I'll repeat the question. So the question was that we saute the shallots with the mushrooms because it will lend a different taste and versus doing the mushrooms alone.
Okay.
I'm having a good time. What can I say? We'll return to that question later.
All right. For this one, I don't need it to be golden. I just need the shallot in, so it brings up the flavor for the oil. Now I know why they laugh. Then, okay, I'll put the black fungus in first.
Or seaweed if we're substituting, right?
Oh. For seaweed, you don't need to do this. Oh. Seaweed you can eat fresh. If you do seaweed, it will be sticky.
We don't want a sticky salad, do we? No.
Okay. I'm going to add some onions in, but maybe some of you don't like it, just so you see how it is. For this one, you should cut it a little bit thin. Just like when you cut it for salad or something like that.
This happens to be about as thin as paper. It's quite beautiful, actually.
This one, it can, yeah, well, what I'm going to say is, I'm trying to find this. The black fungus, sometimes it have to start pop, and it actually can pop itself. So be careful on that.
It pops.
Yeah.
So it's the black mushroom that was popping. So the warning is to beware.
I leave it there. Now, we're almost done. Talking about other things that we are going to use this herb, and this is Vietnamese herb. It's called rau răm, and you can visit our greenhouse and find it.
This is from our greenhouse. And so when you go, you can actually identify it. It's a fabulous, soft, subtle, but yet complex herb that is its premier. It's in many, many of our dishes.
Most of the Vietnamese salad use that for some reason. But to substitute, then we can use coriander. It's easier to find. Except that the flavor is a little bit different, which is fine, not big deal. Also, if you love any other thing, you can also use different herbs that you want. But we are going to treat you the original one, and you can do the variation according to your wish.
Yeah. The name of the Vietnamese herb, I'm going to invite one of my Vietnamese sisters to tell him to write it for us. Also, you know, in our greenhouse, like our sister said, we grow this herb and many other Vietnamese herbs. And so you probably could do the same. If you have a green thumb, you can grow it. As many of you probably already do grow many wonderful things in your garden. So you can have the authentic taste of this dish.
1/4 tablespoon. Okay. Where's my 1/4?
Is that it in your hand? Well, you can use half of that.
Okay. So you can see this is done, and I'm going to season it. Sometimes we made it with soy sauce, but nowadays some people don't like soy sauce neither, so I'm just going to do it with sugar and salt. And as I wrote over here, it's 1/4 of the tablespoon. Actually, I use a measurement, but I think this one, half of this. I couldn't find a 1/4. Maybe after my trial last time, it's gone somewhere. So this is 1/2, and I'm going to use half of this.
Remember, sugar and salt.
Salt. Sugar.
Another dynamic duo of seasoning in Vietnamese cooking.
Okay, I think this one is done. Okay, so for this, again, I'm going to let it cool before I can mix it with the salad. Thank you.
We're working it now, you notice? We're working it.
Our working area is a little bit one for all. Now we're back with this.
I don't know if you can smell it down there, but it smells pretty darn good up here. Mm.
Now for this, you really have to use your hand when you mix it, because then you actually will make the seasoning penetrate into the salad.
Now that's the second aha I've had about this salad. The first one was the salt that pulls it out, and now, just like some of our facial products, it opens the pores of the vegetable to allow a beautiful, tasty, subtle, yet complex sauce to penetrate.
So now it's the time to mix everything together. Before I start with that, then I want to introduce to you these kind of crackers. Normally you saw people sell shrimp crackers. This is vegetable crackers.
Where's the box? Right here, right here.
This is the box. I'm not advertising, but sometimes it's difficult to find because you can find the non-vegetarian much easier than this one. And it's called vegetable chips. Now, if you don't want to fry it, you can buy vegetable chips or potato chips or any kind of chips that you like to eat with the, I call it gỏi, the salad.
And this is what it looks like.
This is how it looks like before frying. Small like this. And after frying, will become like this.
And it just grab a little bit, put in the oil, and it stays like 3 seconds.
Sister Peace will be happy to show you how to fry it if you want. Basically, for frying this, then you need oil for sure, and it will be risen very quickly. So the heat should be medium, and the minute you put them in, it will rise up like this, and you just have to turn it. And the minute you don't see any bubble around it, it's done, and you can take it out. So now, there's another one. Peanuts. Any one of you allergy to peanuts? No? Oh, wonderful. Okay, so today we can mix peanuts.
Today we can use peanuts. Oh, one. So the substitute might be. Okay.
For the peanuts, then I just use the one that ought to be roasted. And you just have to, how do you use the word, coarse?
The coarsely grind.
Basically, you break it. You don't have to grind it very fine. Don't put them into the machine because it will come out as powder, and you don't like that. You just have to break it into half, 1/4. And I use the nylon bag. I put them in, and I just pop a little bit, beat it a little bit, and it will be.
Beat it. Sound a little bit like Michael Jackson, huh? Beat it.
So I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to put this one, half of them in. Again, the amount I didn't write down, but it can be any that you like. But most of the time we use some to put them on top. And I use a little bit. So then the richness of the peanuts can mix into this.
And the substitute for our friend.
This.
We did.
That's the most important thing.
Oh boy, the Holy Trinity. How do we forget the Holy Trinity?
This is the sugar and salt. It has to come in here first. Oh, luckily only the. See, that's the problem when you have to talk too much. You forgot the order of it.
We're doing pretty good, huh?
Okay.
And the substitute, just so we don't forget, if there's someone who had an allergy, it could be anything you want. It could be almond, it could be hazelnut. But when I inquired, well, why peanuts? She said, because it's cheapest.
Well, peanuts is very common in Vietnam. So basically you can get it easy. I think hazelnut, most of the other nuts are only available in the West. No wonder. I said, how come it's quick? Because I forgot this. After you dip it, it should take at least 15 minutes for it to penetrate. Sometimes you can do this in the morning to prepare for the salad. And it's just like pickle, you dip it in it and you put into the refrigerator, and that's it. It will come out okay. Basically, you can see that the amount of water and the amount of it is about right. You don't want it to be completely dry, because then, I don't know, I don't like dry salad. So unless if you have a lot, then you can take out some of this after 15 minutes. But now I just leave it in here to dip while waiting for this one to be cool, and then we can mix them together. Okay, while waiting, I'm ready for any questions.
Let's see how we're going to do this. I'll start here with you. Do you have another microphone?
Hello. I noticed when you were heating up the pan for the first time and didn't know how hot the pan was, you put your chopsticks into the oil. What were you doing there? I didn't see that.
I guess this is a tip coming from my mom. When you have the saucepan hot and then you put in oil and you don't know whether the oil is ready or not, and you put the chopstick in, if it's hot, and you will see bubble going around the tip of the chopstick, and you know that it's about the right degree that you can put other things in.
It's a little bit like when we would pop corn, right? We wouldn't put all the popping corn. At least we did it the old-fashioned way. We would put it in a pan, and we would put one kernel of corn. And when that one started to pop, we knew that the oil was ready.
We should do the same thing sometimes too. You put one sample in and you see whether it's about right. But most likely we use the chopsticks and you know that it's about right. Okay, I think somebody over there has okay.
Okay, is there a microphone in the back? We can pass to our friend. Yeah, maybe you come up, Francis.
Thank you. Une question in French. Est-ce qu'on peut mettre à la place du sel du Newcomen, ou est-ce que le Newcomen est trop fort pour cette salade?
Can the translator repeat it in English so our other friends understand?
Can we use nukman in the salad?
Nutmeg? Oh, nukmam.
Sorry, sister.
Nukmam is non-vegetarian. It's made with fish. Nukmam is like fish sauce. In Vietnamese, they call it nukmam, and it's made with fish and salt. Soy sauce is made with soybean and salt, but some people might get allergic to soybean as well. So I decided to show you only salt and pepper. But later on, after you know how to do it, you can add a little bit of this or a little bit of that, and you experience yourself. Any other questions, please?
Could we invite you to the front so that our camera, I can't say cameraman, camera monk, can more efficiently record what's happening?
I have two questions. The first one is the mushroom. When you added in the salt and the sugar, did you take it out of the pan, meaning out of the heat, then you do it, instead of doing it while it's still being heated?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. The second question is for fish sauce. How can we replace it and make it vegetarian instead? Some tips for that when the recipes call for fish sauce.
Soy sauce?
Just that? Nothing?
Well, it depends on how that fish sauce being used in what dish. Because the fish sauce is clearer than the soy sauce. And the taste is also different. So if you make something like spring roll and dip into some fish sauce, then you can replace it with salt, sugar, and a little bit of soy sauce.
Okay.
To add the color in, but it's still clear.
Okay.
But for other things, you just have to taste, how to say, because soy sauce, there are so many different kinds of soy sauce as well. So some are very salty, some are more sweet.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Could you come up, please?
Have two two questions as well. One is, do you have the seeds of the herb to... Yes?
I think we can ask the gardener about this.
Okay.
I think that they planted using the stem.
Okay.
And probably they have stems for you if you want to try.
Yes, I'll try. And I wanted to know, what other dish could we combine this salad with?
Serve it with.
Yes, serve it with.
What other dish would it be? Would it complement to serve this with?
Normally, it goes with the spring rolls that you will learn in the next session. And in most of the Vietnamese party or basically feast, you will see these two dishes, this one and the spring roll. The third? It depends. Yeah, it depends. But I think these two are...
No,
Yeah, we have three. But the dish that you normally see in any of the gathering or the feast are this and the spring rolls.
So you're asking about the third dish, but maybe we'll keep that a secret.
Okay, so I think any other questions? All right. I'm going to mix this one in.
Okay. Okay, so she's practicing good hygiene here and rinsing her hands as she's been handling the microphone. Mindfulness.
Okay, so okay, so I'm going to mix everything together. Like this is optional, but I'm just putting me. Now you can see it's a lot for 4 people already. And this is, my younger sister made it for me. It's hot pepper. Basically, you just have to cut the tip and you use a pair of scissors. You cut them, and then you dip them into cold water. And it will suddenly blooming like this. So here it is. Yes. I'm not going to mix this, but I'm going to mix coriander. So these are corianders. It has been washed. I just have to cut them and put them. So this is how you will eat them.
For dinner.
We will have it for dinner tonight. That's it, huh? Thank you.
So, are there any last minute questions? If not, perhaps you might want to very mindfully, and a few at a time, come take a look. And so we're done with questions. Wow, we have all these perfect. One more. Could you come up? Could you come up?
Salty coconut. It can be salty. It can be plain. It depends because, like, if I'm going to use the salty one, peanuts, then I take less. I put less salt on the sauce or on the mushroom. Yeah. So the one I'm showing to you is basic, but it depends on whether you eat a little bit more salty than other people or you eat plain and you can reduce the amount of salt that you want. Basically, this is basic, so you can add anything in you want. It's easy. It's a lot of variety. Yes.
You two work very well together. You could make a program like this.
Is it a deal?
So the question, or rather the wonderful comment is, we work pretty good together, so maybe we could make a cooking program out of this. Is there anything else? Do you have a question, sir? No, he's okay. It's about 5, which gives us a chance to come and take a peek, and I think this dish won't be here in 15 minutes, but anyway.
I have to taste it first. The only thing is, I'm not so sure whether it has enough time for the sauce to penetrate in it. Yeah, because we forgot it until last minute. So, but that's basically what you do. At home, you can leave it a little bit longer, and definitely it will be nice. But you are welcome to come up and taste and see how it is.
Thank you all so much for your kind attention, your mindful presence, your wonderful questions, and I think as people come up, we're going to hear a lot of especially at dinner.
Thank you for attending. And there is the last ingredients of the recipe that I forgot to write on that. It's love, care, and joy.